Well, gentlemen, I've I've done my homework this week. Young James, picked something which I don't think either of us had seen. Ed, no.
No, not seen that before.
So, well, I suppose I better do my intro. Welcome to Bow Ties Sometimes Cool. Myself, Ashley, and Ed. Good evening, Ed.
Good evening, Ash. How are you? It's just not a nice evening. It's a July evening, 4th of July, and it's looking out the window now, and it's raining and storming here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that bad here, but it's just so. Having said that, hopefully it will throw it down. I don't mind bad weather. I like it. It makes me feel cozy. Sometimes, So yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. And young James, how's James?
Hello there. Oh, James, okay. Yeah, it's gorgeously rain-filled sky. I love the rain. I'm a right miser throat. I hate the summer. I loathe the spring. Roll on the autumn. So yeah, I'm very happy with the grey skies and the pitter-patter of brain calming
Good. Well,
nectar from the sky.
I'm glad we are all good. And I'm actually sorry, guys. I'm wearing a Gas Monkey Garage Christmas t-shirt. It's not Christmas. It's the 4th of July, but whatever.
Should have done Team America today.
Hey, yeah, we should have done actually, but we didn't. Tonight we're talking about the 2011 remake. I say remake. We'll discuss that in a minute because I haven't actually seen the original. Fright Night with Mr. Colin Farrell. He's not here. He's not joining us. Colin Farrell's in it. Colin Farrell, Toni, Collette, Anton. What is it? Yelchin. Yeah. And so yeah, a little stellar team there. Oh, and a young David Tennant as well. He popped up. I didn't. Do you know what? I didn't look to do with anything to do with this. So when I watched it, it was, I was like, oh, it's Colin Farrell. That guy looks a bit like David Tennant. Oh, it is David Tennant. Um, I did no homework whatsoever. I thought, I'm just gonna watch it.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, just checking in. What you up to?
Adam Johnson. Adam.
You know Adam's missing, right?
All right, kids aren't coming to school. It happens all the time.
I don't know if you were paying attention to roll call, but he's not the only one that's gone.
You're nuts.
This is my son, Charlie, and his girlfriend.
Hi.
So Jerry is our new neighbor.
Hey. Hey.
Now listen to me. We graphed up all the disappearances. That's you right there in the center next to his house. I really hate to be the one to tell you this, but that guy, your neighbor?
Jerry.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
That is a terrible vampire name. Jerry?
Hey, guy. You've been watching me. I've been watching you. Your mom, there's a kind of neglect, gives off a scent. And your girl, she's ripe. It's on you to look out for them, because there are a lot of bad people out there, Charlie.
What's that?
I'm gonna end him or he's gonna end me. That's how it's gonna be.
Charlie's gonna find me.
I'm counting on it. You smell that? It's your fear.
Did I kill him?
Hopefully.
So, have you seen the original before we go on to this one? Like a pretty? I say faithful. I mean,
It's the same basic story. Very, very different in tone. I mean, the original, I forget what year it was. I wanted to say 83, 84, that kind of era. So the production quality was of its time. Um, it was not the greatest film quality, as in visual film quality, but that, like so many of those older films, Christ, I hate to calling older films, and it was the 80s, it makes me feel ancient, but like a lot of films of that in that era, the lower quality of film used or that survives gives it that extra layer of atmosphere. It was it was a horror comedy, but was a lot scarier than this version, I think.
Okay.
But still, but I enjoy this version more. But hey,
Well,
enough of my views.
well, before we get into it, really, and give some views, which might be like, pretty standard. There won't be much critique probably, but to give a little summary if you've never seen it before. You've got Anton. We're going to use their actual names because I have enough trouble with names as it is. People need to wear badges all the time around me now. So we've got Anton, and his mum's Toni Collette, and they have a new neighbor who is Colin Farrell, who yeah, Toni Collette's like, oh, I wonder why he's single. Yeah, so on and so forth. They don't really see him very much until the evenings when he's working like the clappers. And at the beginning, if memory serves me correctly, they're like, oh, where's all this stuff coming from? This rubble? Because he's digging in his house, digging under his house. He's changing the inside, and so on and so forth. And that might be because he's a vampire. We can give away for you spoilers. I think if you look it up and see the cover, I think you'll work that out for yourself, probably anyway. And it's just kind of how that unfolds, really. What's it like living next door to a vampire and trying not to get killed? Is the basic summary of it, I think. Without sort of like giving away at the end, which I suppose. Oh, do you know what? We will. Right. So if you haven't seen it, doesn't matter really. So at the end, lo and behold, guess what? He hooks up with David Tennant along the way, who's like supposed to be some sort of vampire killer, although he's not really, because of course he's just an illusionist. And then David Tennant's like, oh, I can help you probably. And then he helps him out, and he only knows about 2 or 3 things. But my God, those 2 or 3 things come in handy, and they manage to kill them at the end. And not only that, the one thing that David Tennant kind of knew was how to reverse everything. So all the people that had turned into vampires would turn back. And because I've been watching a lot of depressing Ed films recently, I kind of almost was. I would have loved that about 5 years ago. I was almost a little bit disappointed. I kind of wanted a sad ending. I think it was like, oh yeah, we've just turned back the clock. No. So that's what Ed's done to me. That's been his influence since 2022, and this is where we are now. And that's enough from me. I'm going to hand over to young Edward.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Surprise.
You did surprise me then.
Yeah.
So, like yourself, surprisingly, never seen the original and never seen this either. I knew Sir David was in it because he just left Doctor Who by the time this was made. It's probably made in 2010, brought out in 2011. But no, I had no idea what the film was about. And I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was one of those films. I think another film I watched this week, which I've told you guys about, and we have to do sometimes, is Demons. It's got the same level of fun as that. It actually felt to me like an elongated episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It had that sort of feel to it. And like Ash was saying, Peter Vincent, David Tennant's character, has got all the right weapons to be used at the right time. He's got the stake pistol, and he's got all these bits and pieces there. But no, very, 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 very enjoyable, fun movie. Anton Yelchin, how old was he making this? Because he was older than he was in Star Trek, but he's playing a school kid.
And I've got to Google that now. See, real time info. I don't know. Okay.
Well, he carries it off quite well. I was just thinking, though, Ed, we can't almost be too critical, really, about the fact that David Tennant manages to have all the right things, because isn't that every James Bond film? So we can't be too critical. But hey,
that's okay.
Don't care.
We don't care. That's okay. And I was very, very pleasantly surprised that Toni Collette was in it, because I think she's one of the greatest actors of this generation. And she always has a Toni Collette moment where I think, oh gosh, she's good, she's brilliant, no matter what the material. And this isn't the most challenging material for an actor, but no matter what film Toni Collette's in, there's a Toni Collette moment where you think, She's amazing. And in this film, James, you'll know it, is where Jerry's knocking on the door and says, "If you don't let me in to get your son because he's been harassing me, I'm going to call the authorities." And there's just that little moment where suddenly the penny drops, and you
Oh,
can.
we've lost you, Ed.
Hello, have you got me?
We lost you there.
Oh,
Got
right.
you now, yeah.
Shall I go? Where did you get me from?
I got, well,
Surprisingly,
apparently my connection's unstable.
yeah, surprisingly, I didn't lose you. So, but just rewind to
So,
that moment when
so yeah. So it's that moment where Jerry, played by Colin Farrell, is knocking on the door saying that her son's been harassing him, and if she doesn't let him in, she's going to call the authorities. And you can see the internal conflict. Like, she wants to believe her son, but there's a man she fancies next door knocking on the door, and you can just see in the facial expressions that moment where she comes down on the side of her son and says to him, "Not go get the authorities." Then, and then all hell breaks loose. It goes the whole film goes completely tonto. But I I cannot praise Toni Collette enough. She makes every film that she not this is a bad film, but that just the Toni Collette factor elevates films. But no, tremendous fun. Very much in mind of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and as an opposite to what I'd normally watch, I'm glad they all survived at the end because it fits in with vampire mythology. If the head vampire's killed, then everyone else is what's the word? Is uninfected. We'll probably call it for being a vampire. So I like that Ash for once.
yeah, no. And going back to what you said, yeah, actually, that is a stellar piece of acting, which is kind of slightly ruined within 30 seconds later, she doesn't quite work out that Colin Farrell, who's in the garden, has managed to pull things out of the ground with extreme strength, and she's still not cottoning on. And then the house is blown up. Sorry, I know I'm giving everything away here. And then the house is blown up, and then he has some super strength that he can throw a bike hundreds of yards. And it's still not until about 2 or 3 minutes later that she still thinks, yeah, this Colin Farrell's something a bit odd about him, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, and then she passes out, and a lovely little cameo there as well from Chris Sarandon when they're escaping. He was the original Jerry, wasn't he, in the '85 film? Yeah,
Yeah, it was indeed. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, guys. And I thought it was going to go one way or the other. You either have fun with it or think this is what a load of crap this is.
I really enjoyed it, but I think I did probably think it was more I suppose like almost what Ed touched on about Buffy. It could almost have been a TV movie type thing. You know, like it could have been a Netflix thing. But it was great. And apparently there's a second one, isn't there?
There is a sequel. None of the cast from the first one are in it, but it's the same characters, and I've not seen it. And I will watch it at some point.
I'm going to put that on my list because Jamie Murray's in it, and I do quite like Jamie.
Yeah, so yeah, I will give that a view. I'm really pleased. I suppose first thing to say about it is it's a completely unnecessary remake of a largely overlooked film. I mean, of all the films you could choose to remake, and I have mixed opinions on most remakes. But why that one in particular? It maybe had a cult following, but I think it was a sub-cult following. I'm not sure it ever had huge popularity. I might be wrong. Probably more so today on the back of people going back to watch it after seeing this one. But of all the films to remake, why this one? And don't really want to compare the two. As I said at the start, it's very different in tone. They're both horror comedies, but I think the original tried to be scarier and probably darker in tone. I'm not saying this is an out and out comedy, but there was for a horror. There were no points in it at all that I actually thought were scary or contained. I wasn't expecting that, or there was plenty of gore, plenty of blood. Young Ed is Charlie's friend who gets turned close to the start, has a particularly unpleasant end. But it's you never actually feel, well, at least I don't feel like you're watching a horror film. It's just a bit of a laugh all the way through. It's good fun. Colin Farrell is an interesting one because I'm not his biggest fan. That's maybe not fair because these days I quite like him in most things. Back then, when he was younger, I really didn't like him in a lot of things. I didn't enjoy him at all, and I thought I wouldn't like him in this. But it's a very 80s way to portray a vampire. There's all the flowing cloaks and uh, uh, class and dignity and all the rest of it of the typical Draculas. But I thought it was a really modern, quite fresh, in a way, take on how to do, the vampire next door, who's the everyman in his t-shirt, who has this incredible sexual magnetism in a different way. And wasn't he drinking beer or something at one point as well with the yeah. So I think he did a good job. He was fine in it. Absolutely. I think we only watched this film because after 27,000 years of marriage, I'd finally persuaded Mrs. James to appreciate the subtle arts of Sir David, and we were flicking and found this, and then went and downloaded it and watched it. What a performance! What a performance! David's one of those actors, isn't he? He can play any role and do it well. There's a touch of unfortunate now looking back, there's a touch of the Russell Brands about his approach to it, which is fine, but he's this Las Vegas illusionist, vampire hunter who isn't really. But for a film that has remarkably few twists of any kind, I think it's more or less predictable from the start. There was that nice little twist of the reason he is so scared about all this. He does actually believe it. It isn't all just for show, but his family were killed by Colin Farrell by implication a long time earlier. So that's why, although he believes in it, he doesn't want to get anywhere near it. But yeah, for a film that really shouldn't work on any level, because it is predictable, there's no twists in it. You know exactly who the vampire is from the start. There's no at the 11th hour, oh, actually, it's not him, it's that dude over the road, or something. It does what it says on the tin. There's no scares in it for me, but it's got the gore, it's got horror elements, and you just have a really fun time with it. It's just fun. Not a classic, but it's great. I enjoyed it. So I'm so glad you guys liked it.
You're saying there's no twist. There was one particular moment where I said to Mrs. W, he's a rubbish vampire. He's when Charlie's escaping with a stripper, he's just rescued, and they're breathing heavily and making a hell of a noise going through his house, and he's sitting there with a beer and an apple. So hold on, vampires have got super hearing. Vampires can hear everything. He's useless. Oh, come on. And it's all a setup to get outside the house because she bursts into flame because she's part infected. And I thought, oh, I get it now. Sorry, my bad. But I thought, yeah, that was a really good setup because he knows exactly what he's doing. I thought it was a really, really good bit of misdirection.
Yes, yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, and there were some great sequences in it. I like the road chase. That was really good. The final battle, that is quite creepy. I wouldn't say it was scary to say, but all of the victims, all the vampires coming out from underground towards them. But yeah, completely agree with what you guys say. It's like Buffy in that regard. There's a lot of horror-y things going on, but none of them actually make you feel unsafe or scared or anxious at any time. So yeah, I just had a really good time with it. And yeah, as you say, a bit of the, I suppose, horror version of the Bond setup. There are certain things within Peter Vincent's arsenal that will be very useful at some point. And that, that stake that was blessed, was it by the Archangel Michael or something like that they pull out at the end. And it was an inventive use of getting, not on the keyboard, Roxy, thank you, inventive use of that final fight. He had the flame retardant suit on, all that kind of stuff, and shooting holes in the roof. Still a bit of a inaccurate vampire movie trope that sunlight kills them, but that's one for the purists out there. But no, it's for a film that really, really didn't need to be made at all. It was well worth it. It was a great laugh, and yeah, it's on the regular comfort viewing list now.
I desperately wanted Colin Farrell to be Bond, you know.
Did you?
I ended it with Daniel Craig. Carry on, Ed, whilst I'm just pondering.
So yeah, I'm saying another thing of the vampire tropes that after the road chase, Charlie's got the cross, but then Jerry says to him, "But have you got the faith?" So that's interesting. That it's again like in the Curse of Fenric, it's not the object; it's the faith of the person holding the object. So that's quite interesting. Don't know if they've got that from the Curse of Fenric. If they have, maybe it was down to David Tennant. I don't know. I'd like to think it was.
That would be good. I can't remember if that was in the original. I really hope it was.
Yeah.
David Tennant on the set of an American movie going, by the way, in 1989, it's all about the faith.
Yeah.
That is coming in more and more now. Mind you, I think it was even hinted at in, I don't know if you guys will have watched it, in when the old original incarnation of the Hammer House of Horror was dying on its arse back in the 70s, and they finally persuaded Peter Cushing to come back for one more Dracula film. Christopher Lee wouldn't touch it. I think it was John Forbes Robertson, I want to say, played Dracula, and they set it in China. Of course they did, because there was a big kung fu thing on at the time, big kung fu craze, and it was Dracula and the Legend of the Seven Golden
Vampires.
Yeah. And Peter Cushing as Van Helsing seemed to be dressed, maybe it was the actual one, but seemed to be dressed exactly like his Doctor Who character. Looked like the exact same costume to me. But he had they had a speech with the Chinese assistants in his little vampire hunting crew, saying, well, in this part of the world, it will be statues of Buddha or symbols of Buddhism that will repel them, because that's what the faith of the local people are. So it seems to be creeping in, and I like that as a trope. It isn't the object; it's what you believe in it. Yeah. So good spot, Edward.
So are we going to? Oh, sorry. Unless you want to say something else, Ed. Go on.
No, I've said my bits now.
Well, I tell you what, I feel it's time to score it then.
Shall I get the calculator?
Yeah,
Shall I get the calculator?
Get the calculator.
Here we go. Right, let's just clear my last sum I did.
Was that one right?
Well, I hope it was. I was paying a bill, so I hope it was.
Right, okay. I'm going to go with I feel a bit mean saying 7. Well, I'm going to go with 7 because I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's on my comfort. I think it will be on my comfort list of things to watch. But if it didn't get made, I probably wouldn't miss it either. But it is thoroughly enjoyable. So yeah, 7.
Yeah, I'm going to go pretty much 7. I'm going to say 7 as well. It was tremendous fun. But if I never saw it again, it wouldn't bother me. I'm not going to go out and buy the special edition 4K when it comes out. But tremendous fun for what it was. So yeah, 7.
I should go. Do you know what? I'm going exactly the same for all those reasons. I really enjoy it, and I'm really, really glad you guys did, and that you gave it the time of day. It gets a lot of marks just because it is so well cast. Obviously, Sir David in particular, but all of them are great at their own particular roles. Not a film that needed to be made, not a remake that needed to be made. For me, doesn't necessarily fulfill the horror part of its horror comedy genre, although plenty of elements to it. Not the greatest plot, not the greatest anything, but just a really fun watch, and one of those films that makes you feel a bit better when you've had a shit day. You can put Fright Night on, and you'll come away thinking, "Oh, life ain't that bad now." It's all horrible, but I could be buried under Colin Farrell's house. So, yeah, it's great. And any film in which David Tennant plays Peter Vincent is worth a good mark from my view. So I will mimic you, fine gentlemen, and give it 7 points.
And I don't even need the calculators to work that one out.
No,
Who scored
no,
it 7?
I was gonna say don't get the calculator out for that one, please. Well, on that bombshell, we've all scored it 7. I think that's what it deserves. Go and watch it, guys. You'll enjoy it. And it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, just checking in. What you up to?
Adam Johnson. Adam.
Adam's missing, right?
All right, kids aren't coming to school. It happens all the time.
I don't know if you were paying attention to roll call, but he's not the only one that's gone.
You're nuts.
This is my son, Charlie, and his girlfriend.
Hi.
So Jerry is our new neighbor.
Hey.
Now listen to me. We graphed up all the disappearances. That's you right there in the center next to his house. I really hate to be the one to tell you this, but that guy, your neighbor,
Jerry.
yeah, he's a vampire.
That is a terrible vampire name. Jerry?
Hey, guy. You've been watching me. I've been watching you. Your mom, there's a kind of neglect, gives off a scent. And your girl, she's ripe. It's on you to look out for them, because there are a lot of bad people out there, Charlie.
What's that?
I'm gonna end him or he's gonna end me. That's how it's gonna be.
Charlie's gonna find me.
I'm counting on it. You smell that? It's your fear.
Did I kill him?
Hopefully.